Welcome, everybody. This is Unshackled. This is the weekend wrap-up of the game. I am Skipjack. I apologize in advance. My voice is not in the best of shape. My wonderful husband has fixed me some hot tea with some buckwheat honey, and hopefully it will get better and not worse as we go along. I have a small panel, but this is open panel, so if you're interested in being on the show and you'd like to share what you have to share, if you have some new tricks or tips for some of the bases that are on the map, please do PM any one of us, and I'll let the guys say hello. But I'm joined by Trickster, Bullseye, and Anonymous from Battle Vortex. Thank you so much, Anonymous, for doing a sort of a crossover kind of a show and reminding everybody in the community that it's not about the battle blade that you wear. It's not about what it is that you do as a person or as a group, but that we all do what we do on our own time for the community. So you guys go ahead and say hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
What's up?
I know what's up sounded like Bullseye. All right, so as most of you know, there's not a whole lot on the map today, and there are the Roland and the Knicks, and what's the other one? I'm sorry.
Judge.
Ardra, that's right, Ardra. The judge bases are on the map. I've had my judge for quite a while, so I'm not really sure about showing that one in case anybody's interested. I wanted to go over what's coming up in War Commander next week. On November the 12th, which is in just 2 days, will be the new Shadow Ups Dawn of Destruction. It's Chapter 1, Phase 2. I know I'm not screen sharing. You guys can go into KXL, and if you have access to it, or you can go into your game up to the newsfeed button. And the newsfeed button also has, I guess I could probably screen share that part, couldn't I? Let me see if I can. Not sure if I can or not. All right, let me see if I can get in here and do that. Sorry, guys.
Link over on the YouTube.
Yeah, let me do share. I'm probably going to share something I'm not supposed to be. Present to everyone. Then get over to here. So if you go to your newsfeed button, Bernie's been working really hard. Again, Bernie is a community manager. Not making excuses for the man. I will continue to promote this gentleman because he is very talented at what he does. The newsfeed button is right here. He does this for both War Commander and Vega. I could live load my Vega game if you want to see it. But right here are your information. So your Shadow Ops, Dawn of Destruction, the full briefing is here, which gives you the information. The PvP Season 11 has begun, which is the full briefing is there. The oh wow, this is the October gear store. Okay, I will make sure that the November gear store gets up there. But just to give you an idea, this is what is already in your newsfeed. And again, there are old things in here, which you can go here and get artwork if you want to. You can go here and get information, see what you missed out on. Here's the release notes. Here are more of the release notes. There's more release notes. This is the information about CC14. I get asked very often about CC14. You can read the mega briefing for CC14. This information is important for people who don't have their buildings maxed yet, and they want to know, well, what am I going to get when I get my CC14? Or I'm just upgrading my CC to 14, or I'm returning to the game, and I need to know what happens when I get CC14. The whole entire briefing is right here. I'm not going to click on it because it's huge. That's what she said. There's also a link here to the War Commander official Discord. And the old and forgotten field manual button is gone, but not forgotten. We're working on a better tutorial for players who are new to the game that need some help and assistance getting themselves past the basics of the game. So again, I will get with Bernie on this gear store. Speaking of which, well, let me just click on it and see what happens. Maybe it goes to the November one. Let me see if it's wrong. Aha! See, that's a typo on my fault. I was supposed to proofread this. Okay, so it's supposed to say November gear store, and it says October. So it does have the November gear store information. There's all your information. Let me close this so you guys don't freak out of all my notifications. Yes, I have 91 friends requests and I'm not going to accept them. But there you go. That's pretty basic information. So anybody use the burn notice yet? The new chaplain one? Anybody tried that out yet?
Nope. Have not tried it yet.
I had a few
once, and it was a waste of time in my eyes.
I had one guy use it. I mean, I guess I could kill my shit, I guess, but excuse my language. I had one guy tell me that he used it in the middle of doing an Op 70 base, and it was more of a distraction than anything else. It didn't do anything, obviously, for the burning zombies because, hello, we'll say it again, if the zombie is already on fire, then he has a fire resistance. So stop trying to kill your fire zombies with fire. That's not going to work. But he said they really just acted like a distraction and a meat shield. They really didn't do a lot of damage. So again, it says spawn 10 level 10 chaplains. I think it's just 10 level 10 chaplains. Like, they're not tricked out like your chaplains are. It's just whatever Kixeye gives you.
I think there's if you deploy and holdout, will that actually work when you deploy your platoons and holdout?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because
wow.
that would be immensely useful if it's going to be a zombie event. So.
Woo! Shoot, not supposed to see that screen. Sorry. Whoopsie. You see how quick I went to something I wasn't supposed to. You weren't supposed to see that. Everybody's going to see it now. Oh my God, I'm going to get so much trouble. Sorry about that. All right, here's the war commander next week. I plead being sick. That's all I could say. It's the drugs. November 12th, the Shadow Ops Dawn of Destruction. World map bases will be the gunship unit plus the component bases, the hammer, the detonator, the bone saw, the war dog, the technical, the breacher, the sharpshooter, the corpus tokens, the Cerberus bonus token bases, and the standard, elite, and omega siege squadron. So that's a lot of stuff crammed into the 12th, but that's what's coming up. November 13th, which is Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, the Omega Herald bases are out. For those of you who don't have the Omega Herald, a lot of people don't say that the Omega Herald isn't that much better than the Elite. It is. It's faster, although I do think they've nerfed the speed. It's faster than the Elite Herald, and the bombs are kick-ass, and it does drop a lot more bombs. So if your team members don't have it and you have the chance to help them get it, please do help them get it. There will be a downtime on Wednesday at 11 o'clock Pacific time, or Kixeye time, however you want to call it. It's 1 o'clock my time, which is Eastern time. And then we'll have, on the map, we'll have the Sentinel token bases, the Bishop bonus token bases, the Omega Siege Squadron bases. So again, that's on the 14th. And then on the 15th, the Omega Siege Squadron base continues. And then on the 16th, Holdout will begin. And also there'll be Survivor token bases and Gunship bonus token bases. A lot of people weren't real sure about Holdout and how it worked the last time. I think it's pretty badass. Holdout is, I know that there were several people that used their logistics. Let me see if I have Holdout in here. I apologize. I should have been a little bit more. No, that's not what it was.
More zombies.
More zombies. I think that's what I was looking for. Oh, there isn't a specific Holdout briefing. Aw. I thought there was a Holdout briefing. Oh, maybe that was just what I saw and you guys didn't get to see. Oh, cool. That's a cool signature. No, there's no Holdout briefing. Well, I'll be darned. See, the things that we see as moderators that you all don't get to see. I'm sorry. There's Nova, Gear Store update. No, there is no Holdout briefing. Well,
City coming on the show. I need the link.
Isn't that, I think I sent him the link. Well, isn't that a shit brick right there? Oh, well. Well, there is no Holdout briefing yet. I imagine we'll get a Holdout briefing as right before the Holdout goes live. I know there'll be some additional logistics that are coming. So I'm pretty excited about that. I like the logistics. I hope eventually, it's just my own personal opinion, I don't know of anything specifically that's coming to the game. But in some of the other games that Kickside puts out, they don't call them logistics, but they have, for instance, in Battle Pirates, they have, and theirs are tokens, but it's like logistic. You have to play a certain kind of event. You get building repair reduction times, 24 hours, 6 hours, and 12 hours. I'm sorry, 12 and 24-hour reduction times. You do have to earn them, obviously, but that I think would be badass. It's not a reason for Kickside to, in my opinion, up the build times. But like now, one of my buildings is, I think, 10 or 15 days. I'm not still sharing, am I? Hang on. Let me close this and I will look and see. I'm trying to remember which building it is. And I looked at it and I said, fuck that. I'm not doing that.
Oh, that's the weapons lab is like 15 days.
Yeah. My weapons lab is like my next stronghold is 8 days, 8.5 days. And I'm not coining that. I don't care if it's on sale or not. I'm not coining it. Oh crap. I want to say it's my war factory. It's something stupid. Yeah, my war factory is 9 days, and that's not even to max it. And I think my barracks is to max it. Yeah, barracks is 10 days. So that's to max out my barracks. Now, thankfully, my war production, because I have dogs coming out of there now, isn't affected by that. But then I can't do anything in my barracks afterwards. So, 10 days. That's kind of like, winky. I would have really liked to have had some kind of a token or logistics to knock that down. I'd love to be able to knock it down 12 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 24 hours. I'd do it. I'd bust my ass and coin my ass off and Holdout to get repair logistics, and then maybe have the opportunity for a building upgrade logistics. So what do you guys think about that? If Kickside were to bring that to War Commander, do you think that would be a plus?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it'd definitely be cool for some of the longer upgrades.
Because these upgrades, Kickstarter just totally screwed them up. They're just way too long.
Yeah, like we were saying, the weapons lab it only has 5 levels to it. In order to get to the missile bastion, you have to get it to level 5. And it was one of those times where I just told Jim, I want to say that was like 3 or 4 events ago, do it right before the event. And we did. He did it right before an event, and I said, and just let that puppy run, because the defensive waves didn't look like they were that bad. So what? He didn't have an orbital hammer. Big freaking deal. So he had to put something else in his base defense tune. So what? But 15 days was a long time to have to wait.
Yeah, I'm not going to max it. I refuse.
You refuse to do it?
Yep. It's longer than what the CC is, and that should be the longest upgrade.
Yeah, I agree. I think the CC should be the longest. I mean, am I wrong? What do you guys think? Anonymous, what do you think?
Absolutely, the CC should be the longest. I mean, the weapons lab, plus not to mention the new power, low power thing that they implemented. It really causes you to have to upgrade those in between. Otherwise, you have to put all your power plants on overdrive, just as grades that you've just done. So it really pushes things out quite a ways.
But even my bunker 10 to 11 is like, I know it's on a sale, but it's still 176 gold. For a bunker over 6.5 days. I'm like, it's on a sale.
Sorry, guys. That was my YouTube that was on. Sorry.
So 176 times that by 2. 300 odd gold. Too much. Just for one level.
Yeah, it's kind of getting to the point where I'm trying to. It's like I look at my base and I say, all right, what else do I have left to do? I mean, all of my strongholds, I try to keep, if I'm going to do something, I try to do it in a row. Like if I'm going to do my drone silos, I try to keep those the same. If I'm going to do if I decide to do thorium vaults, my thorium vaults are only level 25. Yeah, 25. So I don't even have those max. So I can hold 148,500,000 Thor. My res compression is maxed, so I can hold 814, a little over 814 mil in res, but my storages are, as soon as I find one, are only 21. So they're not maxed. I try to do those in order, but my rocket silos are maxed, my drone silos are maxed, my strongholds aren't. They're only level 11. So again, it's like I'm looking at it, it's like I have to be without a stronghold for 9 days. It just kind of pisses me off. And no offense, but I only get 50 more space.
Yeah, exactly. And there's other stuff I need to get done in between as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there's other stuff that I have to get done. And then other people say, oh, this is really cool. You should put this in your base and you should squeeze this into your bunker. And then I realize, oh, people had shock troopers in their bunkers, and my shock trooper was only level 1. Well, I got it up to level 7, I think, to go to level 8. It was like 17 days to go to level 8. And I was like, screw that.
yeah.
I mean, again, I don't use shock troopers now because I'm using my bonus, but my faction bonus. But at the time, I didn't realize my shock trooper is so low.
My heavy platforms are still only level 9. I still have turret platforms that are level, I think, 14, and then I think I might even have a 13 or 2 in there. So, I mean...
There's all them to max up and things like platforms and shit like that. And helipads, I've still got helipad to do, and drone silos.
Yeah. I mean, I like the forward progress that they've made, where it's like 5-second switchover. Like if I want to switch over, like I spent the resources and the Thor to switch over when Annie came to hit me. Yes, I call Anonymous Annie, like Anakin Skywalker. I call him Annie, the first Anakin, by the way, the little boy with the blonde hair. That one, I have no idea what Anonymous looks like, but I just picture this little blonde-haired dude somewhere that I just want to hug and snuggle and all that other kind of stuff. But anyway, I thought, oh, he says, I have a different tune prepared for you. And then he didn't realize he was screen sharing his air thing. So I went and I instantly spent my resources to switch over 2 of my rail launchers to hunters. Made absolutely no difference at all. Instead of losing 2 raptors, he lost 3. Oh, the horror at 9 minutes apiece to repair. that I will admit is a step in the right direction. That if you have the resources, that it's a 5-minute switchover. Because it used to be, what, 4 days?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that's a step in the right direction. I'm running out of room for air. So there's air that I don't want to get rid of. I have scrapped all my Valiants. I really didn't want to do that because I tricked them out really good. They're just a little bit too slow for me. But that's just me. That's my gameplay. I know there's supposed to be a tank in the sky, but they're not cheap to repair. They're long to repair. I wish we had an air tab in the armory. And if they can't do an air tab in the armory, what do you guys think about more hangar space? Do you think that would help?
No, well, maybe
It's got to be in PvP.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me your thoughts on that one, because I was hoping you guys would go that way.
I hope they will do a air armory.
Okay, and how do you guys feel about? Don't you think maybe it's time for us to have another air PvP tune?
Yep.
With the Raptors, absolutely. Even if it's like a fixed wing or helicopter only, like they used to have.
Yes, exactly.
It would be fantastic.
Yeah, just a small amount of space. Like, not that you could have 15 Raptors, and 5, Hellstorms, you know what I'm saying? But, like, how about, 5 of each? I mean, I could handle that.
Realistically, it's just more stuff for PvP players to coin, so I don't...
Yeah.
I definitely love that.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually talked to some of the corners, and no kidding. I mean, this is not kidding, because we were laughing about this in a hangout a couple weeks ago, and the guys were in a war, and I won't say what sector because I haven't gotten permission to share either one of those sectors, but we didn't do a live show on it, but it would have been a blast if we had, because we were all laughing so hard, and some of you were involved in it, and it was fun. And I mean, I just went for the fun. I wasn't even participating, but was laughing so hard. And I realized as I was watching some of you and other people coin their PvP air tunes, not kidding. You were coining more because it was in PvP and your PvP tune than I've ever seen you coin. Almost to the point where
It didn't matter.
it almost psychologically, and I don't want to like say anything bad against anybody, but psychologically, because you knew you were getting it at such a cheaper rate, you coined more. Like, I know that if you weren't getting those discounts, you wouldn't have been spending that kind of coin. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more likely to coin if it's cheaper. I mean, the 50 gold for a platoon of phalanx, I won't do PvP if everything's priced like that.
Right.
You know, so when it goes into PvP and it's reduced, I'll probably spend. Yeah, sorry, I'll spend the same amount, but it'll go further. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. And but you also don't, I mean, in a lot of ways, don't you feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but don't you feel like you get more bang for your buck when you do that?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I mean, in all honesty, I mean, just saying, hey, Hawkeye, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had popped in.
Oh,
You're
no.
okay.
In all honesty, I mean, if we talk about, and there's plenty of websites you can go out there. It's not just Kixeye, it's other gaming too. I mean, coining in a game, the psychology of gaming, and I go out there and Google this. There are seminars out there about it, but it's called the psychology of gaming, especially you know, more games like this one, which is multi-person live games. It's like a lot of people, a big whole community, if you don't know what morgue means. But it gives you that instant gratification, and that's what people want. One of the things that frustrates us about this game and other games is the fact that we do have to wait for things. So when we have the opportunity to not have to wait, and you can go back into battle and you can fight like, you know, a crazy ass mofo, then you ka-ching, you spend the coin, because you can't, there's so many things in the game that's gated that you can't coin. You can't coin Bloodthor. You can't coin, speaking of which, we'll show that. Bullseye is going to show one of the bonus token bases. You can't coin bonus token bases. You can do the base, but it's not like you, I don't want Kixeye to make that too easy, because then the, you know, the cheaters and the hackers and manipulators get a hold of it. I like the idea of being able to, okay, if I'm going into battle, how much gold do I have and how much am I willing to spend? And then I get that instant gratification. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I just lost my ass, but I only spent 20 gold. I had fun. That's all that matters to me, that I had fun. I have not gone with you guys to any sector and have ever not lost my ass. But I have spent gold and I always had fun. It was never disappointing.
Yeah, because if you're having fun, you don't mind spending it.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Animal says, yes, you can coin them. That silly thing afterwards called blitzing. Yes, I will admit that is how I got my judge. Thank you, Animal, for reminding me. I did one judge base and got 3 parts. I did the second judge base and got 5 when the bases first came out, and I blitzed the rest. So that's why I don't want to share how to do a judge base, because I can't tell you how to do them because I blitzed them all.
I can do it.
Yeah, we sat in
you
the
can do
gap earlier, and a certain person done his Ardra base, I think it was.
Yep.
And
I
just blitzed it straight up to
and blitzed it straight up. Actually, I think even Storm Chaser talked about one that he blitzed straight up, which was kind of interesting. There were a few people that were kind of poo-pooing that, you know, because he blitzed it up. You know, guys, they don't get unlimited coin. Seriously, relax, chillax. I mean, yeah, they test stuff, of course, but on their own personal gaming accounts, it's not like that. It isn't like that at all. Bullseye, you said you were going to do a Nyx token, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you do your screen share, and then I will do present, I think. And if I screw it up, you guys will have to tell me I screwed it up.
You changed your name from Bonsai to Bullseye?
Bullseye!
No,
Oh,
it's
Switch. I can still call it Switch.
Can I'm a screen sharing?
Let's see. I haven't even got over to YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep,
you
looks like he is. Yep.
oh, mate.
Can go now?
Yep.
You're on YouTube screen sharing too.
Yep. Thanks, guys, for watching YouTube for me.
I muted it this time.
I know, I
Feedback.
forgot to mute mine when I went over.
So
I'm still checking on mine. It's getting there. So
I just full screen then. Come on.
Yeah,
Don't-
because we're in the
I
Hangouts.
have to go
They're
full
not even-
screen. There you go.
Come on.
Come on, catch up.
And come on.
It's lagging.
Yeah, it's
Your
lag.
planes aren't even moving.
It is how this looks.
Yeah. Might have. Oh, there you go. They're moving around now.
I start with a missile in the back.
Nice.
And then I take my Romero out.
and goes bonsai.
Bullseye. Oh, man, look. Oh, jeez. Oh, Lord. Dang, going. Look at him shoot those things down.
Oh, Romero. Yeah.
Well done.
I was using Romero a lot too.
Nobody even cares about the Sphinx anymore.
Yeah. Like Sphinx. Huh.
Doink.
Yeah.
He's playing with graphics on.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. I love this. Just being able to bait out the units to get them to become more aggressive, to come to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about Kixeye in the game earlier, and we brought it up. You know when they've done the big update and fixed all the lag and everything run brilliant,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's just gone back to how it used to be.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little buggy, glitchy. Like even I'm
Mhm.
experiencing. Again, it's like it's not a matter of like trying to brag to you guys, but even when Jim's not here, there's absolutely nothing running on our network at all.
Wow.
So if I start having problems, then I know that there's problems. I might want to reach out. I'd probably reach out to Friendly Fixer and see if I could get him to put
Sent
something
a
together.
picture earlier, and Doomsday actually caught ears on video, but the Juggernaut in
Yes.
the Roland bases were teleported.
Yep, the Juggernaut was teleporting. Heck, during the event, not Nightmare, but the Rocktober event, I caught it, and I did catch it on video. It was doing a spin like the shit. What's the hero that does the Death Blossom? Fuck.
Neil,
That would be the
Neil.
Neil.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Excuse my language. Again, it's the drugs, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was the Jug did a spin like it was doing a death, although it was not doing a Death Blossom, but it was spinning like that. I even actually got that on video. That's, that's kind of like not normal. And plus, he's an air unit and the Jug is a ground unit. So even if it was by accident, somebody cut and pasted some code in there somewhere, I can't imagine that they would cut and paste an air code. Again, I'm just speculating. Who knows? It could just be a graphic thing. The Omega War Rig still teleports. Now the Jug firing.
When you say teleport, like from one part of the map or screen to another part?
Yeah, like 4, sometimes 5 inches or more. Like especially on the I don't know what to call those bases.
Roland, and then getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, when I was doing the Hand of Malachi, it was all the way to the right of the bottom part of the screen, and all of a sudden it was in the middle.
That's what I'm saying, and it's not supposed to do that. It's not supposed to do. And the firing, occasionally, you'll see the barrel move, And all of a sudden the fire that's actually supposed to be coming out of the barrel is like more than an inch or two away from the jug, and it's firing from there. And they say, oh, well, that's a visual. No, it's not, because it's firing on the stuff more than 3 inches from where the jug is. That's actually, but I'm not complaining, because you know why? It actually gives my jug more range. Because it's firing where, even though I'm targeting something that's right in front of the jug, it's firing over to the right and up about 4 inches. So I'm actually getting more range than I should be getting. So, I mean, I hope KickSci fixes it, but I'm not in a hurry for them to get it fixed, because it
Yeah,
gives.
I thought I was getting shot at by something, but I couldn't see anything because
Yeah.
when my jug went to shoot, it was coming from the opposite side of the screen. I'm like, I don't see anything shooting at me, but something's coming towards me.
Yeah, something's coming towards you. It was even on the live event show that we did
Oh, wow.
Nightmare. Dabo was killing the zombie,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, wherever that fire is coming down from heaven, I appreciate it. Oh, look, see, you see it.
Right.
Yeah.
See how it fired from behind? But see, that delay, it shouldn't. Now, see, that's against him. That's not for him. It fired behind the jug. It went where it was supposed to go. But look how
There it
long
goes
it
again.
took to get there. It's doing it again.
Yeah. To the left.
Yep. Now that's to the left. Wow.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Mine's usually to the right. And then Dabo was saying, wherever those fireballs from heaven are coming, well done. Good job. Can you jump my sector and prep some Nixes for me?
Unfortunately, it's.
I'm teasing. Oh, so 29 gold. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, I think I got a total of 6 of the Nix tokens last night.
I got a little damage on my caretaker. I was not paying attention to one of the railguns.
That's not bad, though. Look at that. Oh, my goodness gracious. That's really good, Switch. Thank you.
Yeah, it is.
And do you want to see a judge base?
Yeah, if you want to throw the judge bases out there, I don't know if anybody that does more slow response time. That's true. I'm checking the YouTube real quick. Yeah, we did have a lot of locking up and people lost tunes. And again, when you guys are sending tickets to the team, if you get, can you send a trace route, or can you do the following or whatever, please don't get mad at the customer support people who are answering you. In all actuality, even if you don't get compensation, and if they're asking you to clean your cookies and cache, and they're asking you to check your flash cache, and they're asking you to make sure that your flash is connected, is set to maximum, please don't be aggravated, because if you're just 1 or 10 or 20 people, then maybe KickSci won't pay attention. But if there are thousands of people that are reporting the same thing at the same time, tens of thousands of people reporting the same thing at the same time, and you all get the same, I won't say cut and paste, you all get the same standard answer, there is a bean counter that's going to see that 10,000 people had the same issue at the same time. You may not get the answer that you want, but there's a bean counter, somebody somewhere out there that's paying attention to KickSci, like, hey, there might be a problem here, we need to check this. So I know you guys think that sending tickets is a waste of time, and I know sometimes you're disenchanted with the answers that you get. I'm disenchanted with the answers that you get,
especially off the expert panel.
Yeah, and they're working on that. I mean, the expert panel, they're just players, just like we are.
I'm taking the judge base now.
Yeah, you're going to do the judge, okay?
Yeah.
And I saw that you showed which tune you were using. This ought to be interesting, because you do yours slightly different than the way that I do mine, but this is very similar. So I'm pretty excited about this one.
So what I do, I spawn in first for the alkaloids, I just spawn in my air first, like this.
What, no Romero?
No, not in this base.
You use Sphinx.
Wow, you're actually using your sphinxes. I'm sorry.
So you spawn Titan with envoys.
Yeah, I've had to move my Titan and my Sandstorm over to my PvP. I've just run out of room.
Yeah,
Then I
I'll
take in.
Mhm.
chuck them away.
Then I take in my Jericho.
Good. Thank you for my tea, baby. It helps. Wow, nice.
Does that Jericho
Oh,
have the HH2 targeting on it? The rare one?
yeah. I have to go.
Shooting at it.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of splash on that one.
Right.
I had a problem with my Jericho the other day, traveling through the rubble of walls. I've never had that problem before.
Mm.
Who knows what the deal was? Nice. Ooh, ooh. See, kick size valiants work really good, fuckers. They seem to be a lot faster than mine too.
Yeah, I used to love the Valiants because they had the homing rockets on them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was cool. But now they have level 10 Nyx with the homing rockets. I use that
Yeah.
farm, especially because the repair time on it's only about 34 minutes from dead. So
Yep. I've become I love my Nyx. I do. I like my other units too, but she's like one of my go-tos, like my Dina, my Nyx, Jericho. I'll forego my faction buff if I need to in order to get on faster.
No.
No!
Oh, that will. Oh,
New
fuck.
ones are you?
No, no, no.
Well, you
Come
click
on.
it. I
Come
think
on.
that's fail.
I think I'm dying now. I'm gonna.
Oh no, it's a lot of firing going on behind there. Come on, get
Come
up.
on.
Those stupid pop-ups. I wish we could fix that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to refresh. I think I can get out of it.
Shit.
I'm gonna refresh that one.
Does that one have failed then?
No, no, I can still kill it. That is just.
Yeah, you just stuck there, ain't you?
Yeah, everything stopped.
That's not good.
No.
No, you might as well just refresh. Sorry.
Yeah, I've had that problem a couple times with the game
I
room.
I just stop sharing and will load the game back on and I'll do it over again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
Annie, is there any particular base you want to share why Bonsai is refreshing?
I still have about 14 rolling bases to do, so I certainly wouldn't mind doing one of those.
Whichever one you want to do. You want to do, did you say Roland?
Yeah, I can do Roland or Ardra. I don't really need the Ardra bases, but if anybody wants to see them.
Well, if you're in my sector and you want to prep an Ardra base for me, I won't say no.
If they weren't single hit bases, I
I
certainly
know. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I know they are one-hit wonders. That's the only bad thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
I
mean,
need
it's
to
nice
do
'cause it
Roland
keeps
as
it
well,
fun.
so maybe me and Annie can compare.
I think I accidentally clicked the leaderboard. That was my fault.
I think you did switch.
Because that was. I have to see what.
What was that base? It was a Judge base, Marks. When does Blitzing token base? What? Other than spend coin? Well, it gets you another token without doing the base.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of trivia that we just talked about earlier. Just happened to be reading a book last night before I went to bed. That the Cerberus is in I believe Greek mythology, but I'm not 100% sure. It's something I read in a book about a guy who was taking out a book, and he was talking to somebody else that he had taken the book out, and she said, well, do you know what the Cerberus is? And he says, no, I have no idea. That's why I took out the book. And she says, oh, well, the Cerberus, like she's giving away the plot to the book. She goes, the Cerberus was a mythological creature, a three-headed dog that guards the gates of Hades.
Mm.
So, which is interesting since we have so much fire and we have Cerberus.
Come on.
Marx is saying he can no longer do the Ardra bases for some reason.
Oh, that's weird.
And have ramped it up a bit.
Oh, I didn't think they were going to change them. That would be really, like, rude.
I've never done one since I got it, so...
Did Anonymous mute up?
Quick
Oh yeah, I did. I was talking to the girlfriend.
Really? Is she pretty?
Yes, she is.
Is she? Would I like her?
Quite possibly.
Okay, then.
I don't know.
Another reason why to come out to the coast. Woo! You have snow. Do you have snow today, or did you get mostly rain?
I've been inside all day.
So you don't even know. Oh, she must be
Right.
she must be one heck of a girlfriend. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I haven't looked out the window. I've been inside with my chick all day. Who cares what's going on the outside? Because I know exactly what's going on the inside.
I don't know what
Saturdays, I don't even leave the house.
Well, why would you? She's such a beautiful woman. You might as well just stay in.
I don't know what happened, but I can't log in again.
That's weird.
Just refreshing, so I'm getting an error.
Uh-oh. Hey, are you in game?
No.
All right, I'm going to refresh and see if I can get in. Because I got knocked out too. Isn't that weird? Uh-oh. Let's see. Oh, I made it to 80%. Of course, I'm on game room.
Stuck at 99 at the minute.
Yeah, I'm on game room as well. I'm still in there.
So, seems to be the favourite platform.
Yeah, because it's I think it's 32-bit, and the game tends to run a lot better on 32-bit. So, I mean, Valhalla was saying if you swap your Google Chrome from 64-bit to 32-bit, it'll run a lot better for you.
Yeah. It's loading there.
Come to Daisy.
You guys are doing okay, right? I have to take care of something on Discord.
Yep. Just loading sector. I hate this bit.
You guys excited about Holdout?
Yeah, I am. Especially if it's purely zombies, but is it gonna be or not?
Yeah, it's going to be zombies. I hope it's not going to be too OP'd.
What was that big zombie that I can't bloody remember the name of it now? The Nemesis.
Oh, Steve.
I can see a few of them coming.
And oh,
So, Anonymous, Annie, you want to go first on this?
can I show I'm in again. Can I show the last?
Yeah.
What the judge say?
Skipjack's just got to present you, mate.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. I was warning somebody in the. Who are we doing? We're doing Bonsai. Okay, so I see Bonsai's face. So Bonsai, you have to present yourself as well, darling.
Yeah.
And then I have to get back over to general and get this person taken care of really quick.
Screen now.
Andy, do you use Nix in the Roland base?
No, I don't use Nix in the Roland base. I use my Ardra in there.
Oh, I just see you posted about coining Nix.
Yeah, that one I do on the Ardra bases.
Ardra, yeah.
And it's only about 3 gold each time because the only thing that really takes damage is the Nix. I use the Blackout to put the power plants into overdrive, and then it takes out a bunch of the anti-air back there. So it's pretty cool.
Different.
I'm on screen sharing.
Blackout in there. Yeah, you're on Switch. Yeah, I thought Blackout would be a bit slow in there.
I retreat it right after I blow up those power plants. It's so I'll throw in the Romero Darkstorm, some sharpshooters, and a couple of technicals.
Yeah.
I'll weaken the top right side of the base a little bit, and then I'll retreat Romero, the technicals, and I'll send in the Blackout to kill those the Hunter with the power plants on overdrive, and then retreat the Blackout and just use Nix and kill everything else.
Use clear up all around the outside with Darkstorm and technicals and that. And then
yeah, well, I don't even go all the way around the outside. I'll just use if I do, I'll use
four corners. And then drop a shock missile on the CC and put Neil over the top of it. Single use Neil.
Oh, yep.
Because the only thing you couldn't shock was the Seekers.
Yep.
So Neil used take all the damage while you just clear it up then.
Oh,
Yeah, that worked pretty well too.
This is
it worked really well.
I was going to say, because I prepped a bunch of judge bases. Yep, this is how I do the judge bases with my envoys.
Yep.
And pull those things out to the corners. Again, flying them in and out, in and out, and in and out, just to get all that stuff out of there. That's well done.
What's anybody's thoughts on the Nova now we can see stats?
Ooh. The Nova will be interesting. I just I'm curious what the charge up time will be versus a high health unit.
Me too. Because I mean it sounds to me, and maybe I'm reading it wrong. You guys correct me if you think I have read it wrong, but it sounds to me that the charge up time will be based on the health of the unit, which means if you're going up against Romero, mine's 15. You know, if you're going against Romero, does that mean that if you're going against Romero, the charge up time is going to be longer, but then if you're going up against, say, like a Phalanx or something, it's going to be less?
Yeah, I'd imagine so, because it just needs enough to one shot.
Because then that means it's sitting there and it's vulnerable the whole entire time while it's charging up. I mean, you can use the Bishop to increase the charge up time, but again,
range, is it going to lock onto the target?
Yeah, is it going exactly? Is it going to lock on like a Seeker, you know, or like a Hunter? Well, I say Seeker as in because a Seeker's a vehicle, but is it going to lock on and stay locked on? And if it's going to lock on and stay locked on, and then I can get that bad boy out of, you know, tremendous fire.
Uh-oh. Back. With your baby.
If it's going to do that, then it's going to be a game changer, I think.
Now, on your envoys, do you have all the same workshop on all of them, or are some of them different?
Place damage.
Okay. I use, when I use mine, I use 50-50 splash damage and reload time. So you get a second volley before the first one lands. So if you target one of these walls that'll die in one shot, you get a couple of missiles that come from behind. It works good when there's an absorption turret on them.
Whoops.
I have a little trick for this one. I hit the wall first,
Hmm.
then I hit the purifier after.
Hi there, Chad. Is it Martin Zombie Bay? Oh, Zombie Tech on.
And I do the same here. I hit the wall first and then the purifier. And you can see why when you see me kill the alkaloids.
I've got Zombie Tech on mine, Martin. Works pretty well.
I got you. So you're targeting the purifier so the alkalites die before they get in range to hit you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mark Stanley loves zombie fire on Martin.
The zombifier attacks are
Oh
different.
shit. That should not have happened, but it did.
I think my favorite zombifier attack is on the Neil, and I'll throw that in like a 35 base with the.
So what's everyone's thoughts on the new legendary? The Raptor and the Hellstorm. Has anybody tried the Hellstorms?
I haven't tried the Hellstorms. I've actually been building Raptors like it was my job since I got them.
What's your
got
thoughts on them?
those Raptors are unbelievable. They're fantastic. 9-minute repair, level 5. Like, you can pretty much run them across an entire base and hit the target on the other side.
Keep seeing that little yellow button, and every now and again it's click.
Speaking of bean buttons and little yellow buttons, thinking of flipping my bang. Yeah, I think it's cute. Be very, very careful. I think it's really cute that occasionally Kixeye has me flip my bang without me realizing it after every maintenance, especially after every major maintenance. Sometimes they change the graphics just a little bit. You know how we're so used to, clicking in certain places to do certain things? I've done it, daggone it, and I've spent gold that I didn't want to spend.
Oh, yeah.
I spent 119 gold for something stupid, like to take a diamond tech up to level 3. I was so...
That's all?
It was just, I don't remember. It was either from level 1 to level 2 or level 2 to level 3. It was something really awful.
That's all you spent?
That's all that I spent. 119.
That zombie thing? About $500.
It was aggravating. No, I've spent worse, but it just recently happened because they just slightly moved that little button where it says use resources or use gold. I'm like, you little stinkers.
Yep.
I think I've done that twice in the past week and a half.
And Vega's event was last week, and I logged in to play Vega's event, and I have, I want to say, probably 1,700 gold on there. And some of that was my gold that I had from a while back ago. And then I also had a re-engagement package that I got. And I don't know, it was like 250 gold or 500 gold, something like that. I can't remember. And I didn't use it right away. But same things, they've changed where the little button is. So you click on it and it says finish now. But it's a gold button. It doesn't say spend gold. It says finish now. But it's highlighted in the gold color. And I was like, oh, yeah, just finish it now. Meaning as in, like, I'm thinking like War Commander or Battle Pirates, like as in speed up. All of a sudden, I looked up and there was like 300 gold gone. I was like, ah, frack, I've been spending gold all this time. And I didn't even realize it. It was too easy. So then I turned my sounds on, and the sounds in game, it tells you if you're spending gold, you almost hear like a ka-ching sound. It's not ka-ching, but it's a certain sound when you use your gold. I was like, oh, okay. Now this will help remind me not to use gold. I love my gunships, by the way. I know other people don't like them. It's taken me a while to learn how to fly them, but I really do like them a lot.
It looks like everybody loves the Raptors as well.
Yeah, I mean,
you saying no, these suck and everything. I'm like, you're not using them right.
And now I actually should put in my siege just to kill that judge.
Yeah, sometimes I bring my Herald over top of it. But yeah, Siege works really good. We had some people that I would prep for. They didn't have the Herald yet. So I said, we have a Siege. And they were like, oh, I have a regular Siege or I have an Elite Siege. It's better than nothing.
I wonder how Romero would do if he just ran.
I didn't even think about that. If he just ran around it. Ooh.
Just run it right up inside the range where it can't shoot anymore. And then you got the rocket launcher. That thing has some serious DPS.
I've got a way of killing gunships off pretty quick.
I'm gonna try to use him to see how he works.
I worry about this. I always worry about this. I shouldn't, because every female commander loves splash, but I always worry about the splash. But there's nothing he's going to shoot at because you're air. Huh. Interesting.
Chad was asking, can we have a show on Discord and call it Discord for Noobs?
Discord for Noobs. Oh, you mean how to use the Discord?
Yep.
Well, I guess we could. It's really not that hard. I mean, that's interesting. I think I would have to leave the Discord channel and then rejoin the Discord channel to show everybody how to use it. But yeah, we could do that. I'm thinking about doing an off-schedule show and showing everybody how to set their Flash player. I sent the pictures out. How to set your Flash player to maximum and make sure that you have cleaned all your Flash cache out.
Chad's saying William asked, not him.
Yeah.
I know somebody asked.
Yes, that was that.
To me in Discord.
I'll be right back.
You want to see any other bases?
Oh, William asked. Yep.
This is now the bonsai show.
No, I was asking.
You carry on.
I can show you how to do a 70.
Yeah, whichever ones you'd like to show. Again, for everybody who's watching, I just kind of threw this show together. I wasn't planning on doing it. Anton's taking a little bit of break from doing shows. I am not a War Commander. I'm a Unshackled producer, although I do have this is Shadow Killer's login, so I'm logged in as Shadow Killer. No, I'm not cheating. Get over yourselves, please. Good Lord Almighty. I'm just logged in as Shadow Killer so we could have the show running correctly.
Okay, so Merrick's has asked to see Ardra, and I think Animal asked to see Roland.
Okay, yeah, an animal had to go, but yeah, he said he would watch the rest of the show. So whichever one you guys want to do. I apologize, guys, I'm not participating, but I'm hosting the show on my rig, and notoriously, when I host a show on my rig and I try to screen share and actually do something, it invariably lags. Not to mention the fact that I will be honest, just like I was with the guys on the show ahead of time, I haven't done any of these bases in weeks.
No,
So.
me neither.
Chad says he does 70
Once.
Romero, Envoys, Jugs, and Darkstorm.
3.
Huh.
Well, come and show us.
Hmm.
Oh, maybe he's doing the 70. Oh, maybe he means the Shadow Op 70. Yeah, Chad, stop eating and get on and show us how to do it for free. Actually, he already showed me last night. I was paying attention. Have I applied this knowledge? No, I have not, because I haven't done my Shadow Ops yet.
I'm done because you're running out.
Do any of you want to show the Roland base?
You carry on, we'll do Roland bases after. You're
So,
giving me a chance to grab some res, actually.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I have to find one, and I have one. Oh, come on.
3 or
Oh,
9
I have
Chad,
one here.
you're going to be doing more shadow ops for me.
15 seconds.
So,
What I do in the 70, I drop a bomb on that spitting building.
I haven't even looked at one of these ones yet. I did the 95 and called it a day.
I've done one on live show, and one of them burning zombies got into my tune. I didn't realise, and he had a field day.
I have
18 hours repair.
the end of the nightmare event. I actually took the fire tech off Romero, and I was only using Romero for the fire zombies, the spitters, and the rocket zombies.
Mm. 1.5 hours. Get another raptor ready. It's funny now, because when we're PvP and we don't shout bonsai, we shout raptors.
Raptors.
Oh, those raptors would be killer if they weren't PvP only.
Yep. Skipjack.
Yes, dear.
We were talking about legendary event the other night. Is there any way Lark Kixeye could add a track onto an event like they do for the zombies?
Actually, I think that would be a great idea. A lot of people didn't like the zombie track. Of course, I loved it when we got 4 times as much XP that we weren't supposed to, and that went on for 7 hours. They didn't really enjoy the zombie track, but you know what? I saw a lot of people doing it. Even though there were a lot of people on the shows that didn't really find it useful or fun, I still saw a lot of people doing it in my sector. So people were doing it, even though it had crappy XP loading up on zombies. I think that would be awesome. I'd love to have a legendary unit track to an event. I think that would be epic, because there's a lot of players that don't even know what those units are. I mean, there were players in my sector that were saying, "Oh, they're not really worth anything." And, City put his video up and I shared it. I shared it on my sector page and they were like, "Oh, wow." And then some of the older players, because they had already gone to bed when people were talking about the units, and they got on and they were like, "Oh, yeah, don't you all remember the Raptor spam? How we used to be able to do X, Y, and Z?" And then somebody said, "Oh, you should see City's video." And they were like, "Oh, yeah, I mean, that's at level 1. And look, they're only 9 minutes repair." I would love to. I love the Hellfires. I have the legendary Hellfires. I have the Hellstorms. I know I'm going to love my legendary Hellstorms. When we get the techs, which Storm Chaser said that they are going to be available in the future events. When we get the techs for them, I'm going to be tricking those suckers out because I enjoy them. I'm hoping to be able to trick them out. He said he would look into the level 10 tactic where the missiles would split.
Yeah.
Some people are saying that, "Oh, well, if that happens, that'll make envoys obsolete." No, because Hellstorms are just PvP. So it's not going to make your envoys obsolete. You could still put envoys in your PvP tune. It just means that the Hellstorms and the Raptors are only going to be in your PvP tune. You can add other things to that. I would love to see an extra track. How do you guys feel about it? I mean, I have some of those units. Not all of them, but I have most of them. I'd love to be able to use my tokens for those units. And the extra tokens that I have, I'd like to be able to cash in the tech system.
So I built Mega Tank, the Hellfire, and Laser Tank. I only ever used them once.
Yeah, I don't use them very often. You know what? When I use them is when Zach pulls something together and then he starts using them. I'm like, "Oh, look, he's using a laser tank. Oh my God." Or, "Oh my God, what is that unit?" And I realize it's a Hellfire or something. That's the only time I really pull those things out and use them.
It'd just be something else we could use them on.
I think it would be fun. I mean, don't you? I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know how much work it'd take Kickside to put it in, but
yeah, to throw something like that together.
Zombie tracking, so.
And I wonder if they did it, then you would have to use your legendary units in order to do them.
Yeah.
So, like the zombie ones, relocate to another sector. Oh man.
I just think it'd be fun.
I think it would be fun. I would enjoy it. There's some of those units that I don't have. Because that kind of goes back to when I first started playing War Commander full time. Hooked up with, I've name dropped before with Data King, Jano, Rocket, my Dragon, that used to do the Saturday roundtable shows. Grizzly, my Grizzly, Steve Campanelle. When they asked me to come over after the Banshee event to play War Commander full time and moderate full time, I didn't even know what some of those units were. So when I got them, it was basically more those guys saying, "Okay, do this and do that." And then Jano teaching me how to do the sickle cell 25s and the sickle cell 45s using those units and ERMs. So I really didn't have that many units, but I still have those. And he's like, "Oh, you have no idea, how powerful you're going to be. You're a level 25 with X, Y, and Z." And, I saw what other people had, and I said, "Well, I really like to have those." Like, I didn't even have hover tanks then. And by the time I got my hover tanks, there were no packs. So I'm sure if you're old school War Commander players, the hover tanks, when they first came out, they came out with packs. So they came out equipped. And then there were certain things that they never offered again for the hover tanks. It's kind of like the gold HH2 targeting for Jericho. We had to get, when I started playing again, I had to get my hover tanks and individually get the techs for the hover tanks. I think there were 2 techs that they never ever released again for the hover tanks. So I used my legendary units like crazy. I mean, especially to get res for the sickle cell 25s and the 45s. I just line them all up, spread them all out, and let my ERMs go, and then let the units do their thing, and then I'd be done. I could do like 10 or 15 of the sickle cell 45s before I ever had to repair. So we don't have those bases now, but I think that would really help some of the low-level players, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, bring some of the old stuff back. And
Oh, that was the 70.
good job there, mate.
Well done.
Yep, well done.
Did you do it Romero only?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I just used Romero to clean the
Hi
house.
there, Dune.
Hey, Dune, good to see you. And honestly, I have Dune Raider sent me and Jim a War Commander. Each one of us have War Commander baseball caps, hats, whatever you want to call them. They're
Cool.
white and has the Unshackled logo. And then I have a Unshackled mug. It's black. And I'm trying to find the box. Oh. I apologize. I don't have my tea in it because I don't want to use it. It's like I want it, but I don't want to use it. And I didn't know this because, again, not being in a country that has kings and queens, although I would love to revert back to that so we could kick that fuckstick out of the White House. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry if I offended anybody by my opinions, but get used to it. So on one side of the mug, it says War Commander Unshackled, and the other side of the mug, it says Skipjack, and it's in gold with leaves, and it says Queen of War Commander, forever shall she reign, and it says HRH. And I was like, what does HRH mean? And then somebody said, Her Royal Highness. And I was like, oh, it's so adorable. It's so adorable. Something Trump will never have. It's something Trump will never have. His royal dickness. Whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Report me. I don't care. Turn me in the FBI. I don't care. He's a dick.
Trista, are you gonna do a
Yep, toss up between me and Annie. Who wants to go first?
What do you want to do first, Ardra or Roland?
I'm going to do Roland anyway, because I need that.
Merrick's wants to mute me because I'm not talking about War Commander related stuff. All right, that's okay. It's my show.
It is Commander stuff. It's got
I know. He's just joking. It's fine. Yes, he would like to see Ardra.
Okay. So if you want to share the Roland base, I can do the Ardra and then Roland again after. We can compare notes on the Roland. Or
do you want to do the two Rolands together, or?
Yeah, we could do those side by side, and then I'll finish up with an Ardra base. It's no problem.
Yeah. Who do you want to present first, Skip?
I'm sorry. Who am I presenting?
Me or Annie?
Which one you want to do first, Annie or you?
We're both going to do Roland, so don't matter which.
Doesn't matter which. You want me to just pick? Oh, you're going to make me pick between the guys? Come on. Oh, trickster. I can't choose. All right, I'll do Annie first. Annie, you go first.
Favoritism.
All right.
Favoritism. No, I'm showing what is it? It's not favoritism. What's it called? In the spirit of
In the spirit of
collaboration. In the spirit of collaboration with Battle Vortex.
All right, so here we go. Here's my platoon that I've been using. I've got 1 Omega Juggernaut, Ardra level 10, 2 Drakens there, 1 Caretaker, Darkstorm, and of course the Bishop with the Fervor tech. And
Awesome.
then also I have a Cerberus rounding up the back end of that.
Awesome. Just to remind everybody, the Fervor tech is what speeds up your charge time. If you're using your Bishop with the unit that does not charge up, you're wasting the Bishop Fervor tech. You have the wrong tech on your Bishop. Don't do that.
All right.
Run your bishop naked, or go get the 4-pack and put a better aura on it.
Start with a missile to take out the airfield and that pesky little missile silo.
Okay.
Check in Cerberus, send him off to the left. And then attack and move forward.
So we are going to do these a little bit different. Oh, right. So they prioritise the Cerberus then?
Yeah, they prioritize Cerberus over Ardra. And my Ardra still has the fire tech on there. I believe it's the magnesium roll. Because I find that that does more damage than the hero tech even.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. Of course, she's the way we're going to need it in Holdout, but that's good to know.
Oh yeah.
You would know because you know how your chicks and their damage.
Let's see. Ardra. Sneak the jug out.
I changed my jug's paint so I can see it better.
Yeah, I should probably do that too. I think this is one of the paints that you get the buff on though.
Yeah, you do have the paint with the buff. I just have the paint with no buff, but that's a good paint to have. I think there's going to be some more paints in the Holdout. Or at least I hope so. I'm not sure if they're going to buff anything, but I'd like to get some more paints. And I thought I would have enough leftover XP to get some more war paints. I did.
Fortunately, the war paints that they gave out last time didn't have any buffs on them. They were the exact same
Yeah.
style as the initial bronze, silver, and gold ones, but they didn't provide the buff. So I'm more than content with my bronze, Ardra, and Roland.
Yeah, same thing with the phalanx, and it was like, and the war dogs. I mean, 60. It was 66. I guess that was supposed to be the 66,600 for the war paints for them, and I was just like, nah. Even though I'm just down to I'm down to 10 war dogs now in max. I'm perfectly fine that they're not red.
Oh, sorry, my phone's going a little nuts here.
Mm-hmm. That would be me. I'm sorry.
No, that's mine.
No, I mean, I'm texting you and I'm telling you how sexy you are in this piece. I'm kidding. Guys, I'm kidding. I do not have his personal cell phone number. No, his girlfriend would kick my ass. I've seen her. She's like, literally, he's a very, very lucky man. She would kick my ass.
Let's see here. No, she's not really the jealous type.
No,
She's in the mood to be jealous.
she's a pretty cool chick. She lets you play War Commander, and any woman who lets their guy play War Commander is cool.
Not many
That
will.
doesn't complain about it.
Yeah, and it doesn't complain about it. Yeah, I mean, I have to honestly say that the best relationships out there. Since we're talking about relationships, as I'm watching him like smash this base, and I'm so jealous because he's doing such a better job at it than I would have. All right, I have a whole new appreciation for my Cerberus, by the way, now watching this.
Cerberus is a monster. And mine's only level 16. At level 10, I believe they get the 4th drone, and then at level 20, they get a faster drone rate.
Yeah, they get faster.
Okay.
Yeah, then I think there's one where they get like up. It's like eight drones. I can't remember.
Whoopsie.
It's an insane amount.
Just lost the caretaker. Got a little too
it
ambitious.
So it looks like I'm going to change my tactic a little bit.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble now.
I'm gonna keep going now. Gotta go for gold.
Let me know if my keyboard becomes a pain in. Sorry, I'm doing triple duty here because I just realized I'm the only moderator in Discord.
Yeah, your jug is farting bombs as well.
Yeah. And I was hoping it would do it, but it's not doing the thing where the where it actually your target dies and then stays alive for 3 to 5 seconds after.
Lag.
I got a minute left to kill a couple of buildings. It's not too shabby.
No, it's actually pretty good, Anonymous.
I've only done about, I don't know, 20 or 30 of these so far. So if you don't get it the first time, don't get discouraged, because I watch videos sometimes, like Cyram, I'll watch a couple of his videos, and I just can't duplicate what he does.
Yeah.
I try, and then what usually ends up happening is I'll get in a hangout with our guys, and or with some of you guys. Like I'll get in with the Euro crew before you guys go to bed. You'll show me what you guys are doing. Then I'll get in later when like Destry and Chad are on later on in the evening. Then they'll show me the way that they do them. We'll look at some of the videos, and we sort of kind of use like a mix and mismatch because we all don't, excuse me, have the units at the same levels, and we don't have maybe the exact, like the Serbs, we only have 2 drones instead of 4 drones, and we just kind of find a way to make it work. The technique is kind of the same, but we try to find a way to make it work. I mean, like for instance, like Champ's video there towards the end of Nightmare when he did the 100 base. Oh my God, that was insane. And then somebody sent me one where all they used was flame technicals, 2 Cerberus in the corners and flame technicals. And I was just completely blown away. And I was like, did Kixeye change these bases? Because it seemed like it was so much easier to kill Kane. You know, that bitch ass spider. I say Kane, and they say, when did you kill Kane? That is Kane, reincarnated as a spider. I love the fact that people try something different, that they're willing to risk and try something different.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't always get it on the first time. You know, I get a little aggravated, and I say to myself, "Oh, well, I could have done this a little bit better," and then do it again. Why am I not coming up with? Oh, there she is.
All right, so if Trickster wants to do the thing on next.
Oh yeah, I gotta go over and present.
That was great job.
What was your
Thank you, sir. It was a total of 1 hour and 4 minutes, and that was just on the caretaker. My jug and everything else had 2 minutes and some change, so not too bad.
Nice. Wait until YouTube catches up. It is doing slowly. Oh, I didn't show my tune, did I?
No.
Alright.
Oops.
So I'm going to do it again then. So I've got my jug, caretaker, darkstorm, 2 Cerberus, 1 vindicator, sunder, and a Draken. So start off exactly the same. Kill that airfield. Can try and take other stuff out, actually.
Can you tell everybody why, just like to be specific for the players that'll watch this later? I know why, but just to hear you guys, why is it that you go after the airfield first?
That's
So it doesn't respawn in the air.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. Just stop them bone saws from spawning.
Yeah.
Gotcha. There you go. Good. That way the players will hear it. If them seeing it, I have had some people ask questions later. Well, why do they place the missiles the way they do, and why did they do what they do? And I tell them again. Obviously, the airfield is to keep the air from spawning. But if they hear it, it's
Yeah.
better at least to hear it.
So I'll drop another one on this viral turret. Go after this bone saw.
Love the graphic on the Dark Storm.
Yep. I'm just going to try something, just try and push them out of the way a little bit. Actually, I won't. Push them up. Joke. Get that hammer out of the way.
Be careful of that railgun.
Yeah, I'll get the railgun. I'm not too worried about that. Bring these up to my jug. I can just go in and wipe these. Try and work around.
See, one of the big things I'm finding is if you manage to get one of the heroes up to level 10 and then you use that hero on another base, like Nyx is really good on the Ardra bases, and I'm finding Ardra really good on the Roland bases. So if you follow through, you know.
Let the Roland get in. He wasn't meant to. No biggie. It's only Roland.
I find those detonators that he puts out are far more deadly than the Roland itself.
Yeah.
Why am I Cerberus walking off because of that viral turret still? Yeah, I've took too much damage on this now. I'll let the Roland in. It's still free repair. It'll be repaired in the morning by the time I get back on.
Yeah.
That's why I look at it. So I'm just going to rush this now. I'm tired. But we tried them earlier with just phalanx, and even that worked. Just throw in a platoon of phalanx, run around.
Yeah.
Done. And I'm gonna crash out here. No. Probably get one or two bases in the morning when I wake up.
Yeah. How long are these bases up for?
Only until the morning. For
Okay.
me.
Just till the morning, and then no more.
Yep. Target that technical. I'll take out the railgun as well.
Yeah, Crash was just asking on YouTube to get Kicks finally add more time to them bases.
You don't need more time. I've still got over a minute and a half. but I rushed it because that Roland just screwed me.
Yeah.
Got you good, did it?
It did. I like to kill my shit.
Yeah.
PvP attacks. Oh, they're changing something to PvP.
Ooh.
Reward more infamy all weekend. So they're keeping that infamy on.
All right.
What's this?
Not exactly makes any difference to me because I'm only getting the minimal.
Cool.
Cool.
Or as Stydia'd say, minimal.
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 Oh, why did I get
Mm,
right in the middle? Oh, I'm surprised you guys didn't get it. Freaking Pete.
we got it. We
attack-
got it.
Oh, stop doing that. I don't
So,
need it. Ooh.
you beat me on that, Annie.
Sorry, man.
10 hours. It's only 50 gold.
Yeah, I got the PvP thing award pop up.
Let me swap up my platoon here. Get that prepped for the Ardra base. Let's see.
Where's Roland? See how many tokens that gave me. Ooh, 8.
I think they pay out the standard 1 every time, right?
Yeah.
Just gonna say, man.
Would have been
Never
nice
got
if we had the different payouts
So
for those one-time hits.
you can rush them and take damage. You mess up, you take damage, but you'll still get the base.
Yeah.
Skip, do you want to present Annie again?
Yes, I can do that. Annie, my love.
Hello, hello, hello.
But I am going to retry that with the Cerberus.
Mm-hmm.
Try something different. Okay, Annie, which one you gonna do?
I'm gonna do the Ardra base next.
Okay.
Just make sure I get off of
Okay.
Rome.
Whenever you're ready to present yourself, I have you presented.
All right, I am presenting myself. It
Oh
sounds
my.
bad.
I know it sounds so bad. I'm trying to be so good.
Can't you get
If
arrested?
somebody else was running the show, I would go right into the gutter.
You get arrested for that, yeah.
I guess it depends on what territory you're in.
You can feel free to drive to my house and present yourself at any time, and I promise I will not call the police. Oh, James Michael.
I didn't quite catch what Jim had said in the
He
background.
says, but he might. I don't know. He might scare him.
All right, let's see here.
This really odd on this account. Got this really odd request. While he's sharing, just really quick, guys, UK guys.
Yep.
Toady, I got this really weird friend request by someone that has his real life name, but it's not Toady's account. Did you guys get an odd friend request from Toad?
An unfriend request?
No, an odd one. I mean, we all know who Toady is and know what he's going through in his real life, but in addition to that, I got this really odd request from someone that has the same name as him, but it's not his regular page.
No, I did not.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to accept.
I haven't.
Maybe talk to Toad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent him a PM just to see. If
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm not seeing.
yeah, and he hasn't
Yeah.
answered me.
Hmm.
Huh. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that maybe there was something that you guys might know about that I don't know about. Sorry about that, Annie. Just side note.
No problem. No problem at all.
and I don't want to say his real life name out loud. Those of us who are friends with him, we all know what his real life name is, but I don't want to say that out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not heard from him, though. Let's see, today's Saturday. I have not heard from him since Tuesday, so I like to try to check in with him every day. He doesn't have to talk to me. That's not what I mean, but I like to at least check in with him at least,
No.
every couple days, see how he's doing, see how he's feeling.
So now these Ardra bases here, I have one that's right next to my base. That's north, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of attacking that one, I'm going to drive a bit further away and go to one that is on the south side, even southwest, just because my air will deploy in a better position to do it in a more timely manner. Time isn't really an issue doing it this way, but it definitely puts you in a better position to take out these two bunkers here. I mean, the barracks that produce acolytes.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't have to waste a missile because you can kind of rush in and kill them quickly.
Very good point.
So where your air deploys from is always a factor.
Yep, and that depends on the position of the base to your base.
Yep. All right. Send those in.
And that is a good point. I remember, you know what? I'm going to send him a link to the show. Go ahead, Annie. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, I'm done. I'm just doing stuff.
I remember when Champ actually shared with us that, remember, now obviously they're called Challenge 1, 2, 3, and 4 bases, but remember the 90 bases, he said the same thing, that on purpose there were certain metal bases that he didn't do because his air would deploy in a different place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's something strategic. Again, when you guys are watching the videos, pay attention to where that person's base is and where they're going. Look at that little icon up in the left-hand side. If you have to, hit the pause button. Look and see where that air is deploying for that person if they're using air. And if you wonder, well, shit, why can't I get mine to do it like Cities does, or Cargral does, or Cyram does, or Smar does? I apologize. I'm going to miss somebody. Where Zach does. If you're wondering why their air deploys differently, it's because of in relationship to where your base is to that target on the map. So keep that in mind. Those are things that we all take for granted as longtime players for strategy. If you wonder, well, why did their air spawn over there, but I can't get mine to spawn where his spawn's at? Pay attention to where his base is in relationship to the map. Most of the players who do those videos show their base on the map first and show where they're going, whether or not they're going southeast, whether or not they're going southwest, are they going to the northeast, are they going to the northwest. That will help you to understand how to orient yourself when you're going to use air on the base.
Yeah, because you can always decide where your air is going to deploy from.
Yeah, I mean, if you deploy in the wrong spot, exactly, you are the determining factors where your air is going to deploy. If you deploy in the wrong spot, number one, Kickside kind of likes to kick us in the ass because some of the spawn points for air are immediately covered by avalanches. So try to pay attention to that. There's always at least 2 good ends. In just about every PvE base that I've seen, there's always at least 2 good ends for your air, which means you can deploy in and not get hit right away. In other words, you can take your time and look and see what you need to do. Obviously, if there's a tower in there and you're going to deploy Dina, you're going to get seen probably right away, so pay attention to that too. Take advantage of your scout, not your advanced scout. Take advantage, drive up, roll up to it, and see what's on the spawn point, see where your air would deploy. Again, it's just a strategy, stuff that I forget that we take for granted, and we don't really talk about that very much.
Because it was like the old 90 medal bases, some people were asking me, why don't I get the closer ones? I'm like, because my air will deploy in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
I need them on the ends, because then I'm not getting shot at straight away then.
Right, exactly. crap. Didn't even think about it. Oh, we're crossing over. Ah, shit. I don't think I can go over there. No, I forgot.
So always look to see where the base is on the map, where you're going to deploy all out.
Animal says he's listening while he's driving. Good Animal, as long as you're not watching
Yeah.
while you're driving, we're okay. You can rewatch this and learn how to do the bases when you get home.
All right, minimum repair achieved. Let's see.
Cool.
A little tick off the Cerberus. A little bit on
I
the
definitely have to do that one. I have to do that one. I'll have to watch that one better and rewatch it. And again, yes, Merrick says, very good job. Holy Moses, look at that. Oh, I need to. Obviously, my Ardra's going to 10. I don't know what else I'm going to be doing tonight. I got my Nyx up to 5.
Cool.
I need to get my Ardra up to 10.
So that's nothing. Nyx. So my blackout's free repair. My
Cool.
Nyx is 18 minutes or 2 gold, but I always do the 2 gold because the Nyx tactic, as it takes damage, it fires faster. So you use that to your advantage there. Mine is level 10, so it has homing rockets and, you know, the whole 9 yards. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend trying that with a lower level Nyx because you might end up just losing it and kicking yourself in the butt later.
You have the diamond tech on that for the Nyx?
I don't know. That's a good question. Let's find out. Right now I have the Zombifier tech on it, so that would take the place.
Yep.
No, I don't even have that unlocked.
Okay.
So I have the Zombifier and all the hero training on it.
Okay, cool.
And so my platoon took about 28 minutes also. So I mean, you
Not
can
bad.
part that out and try and get it down to free repair.
Yep, break your 2 down and
Yeah.
So 5 minutes 47 seconds.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's that. This helps anybody out there, then mission accomplished.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Done. Now I know what I'll be doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I wish that we had done the show earlier
No kidding.
so I could have more time to do that.
yeah.
Is there anything else that you think you guys want to cover? I know Chad said that he could do an op space for free repair, but I'm not really sure. He's probably still having dinner. I haven't done my ops yet. I see a lot of people
Yeah, I
doing.
haven't.
I see a lot of people doing the 45s and they're grinding their way through.
Yeah.
I'd rather just take the repair off the 70s and be done with it.
Yeah, and kind of be done with it. That's kind of how I feel about it. I have prepped. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but when you prep something, or it's a, I'm not saying it's entirely different than when you do it yourself, but I have prepped a few 70s from some people in the sector that are returning to the game or only get to play once or twice a week because of their schedules. But it's totally different than me doing it myself.
Yeah.
I wanted to let people know in case they do decide to do this again. But again, we had double XP. Just a public service announcement that when you are doing an event, and like we had double XP, if we should ever have a double XP event in the future, from Kixeye, just to tuck away in the back of your heads, when we have double XP, the double XP that you earn does not count towards the sector goal bases on the map. So of course we had the profit bases. So if you got 1,000,000 XP in an hour, only 500K of your XP counts towards that sector goal. There were a lot of people that sent tickets and a lot of people that were ranting and raving in Discord about it. And but it has always been that way. So the double XP, whatever it is that you get on top of that, is for you.
Yeah.
So it's not for everyone else. So that does not count towards that. And in case we do have an event like that again in the future where it's double XP, and it could happen again. It's most often Nightmare, but we have had other events where Kixeye's, given us craziness, like Valentine's Day. Sometimes April Fools will have an event like that. Keep in mind that there will be a Warpath in December. The date has not been announced, but again, Storm Chaser said, would you settle for a Warpath by the end of the year? November calendar is out there, Holdout is there, and Warpath is not. So Warpath will be sometime in November. I would assume that Warpath will probably be around the second week of December, and I'm assuming that the December event will probably be somewhere around the third week of December, fairly close to the holidays, but not to the end of the year. Also, the November event starts on Thanksgiving. We've covered this on other shows. I know the BV team has talked about it on the show. Just to reiterate to people who be watching the show and watching now, the November event does start on the American, the United States Thanksgiving, which is November the 22nd. Kixeye is a North American continent company, so the Canadian office celebrated their Thanksgiving in September. So there will be a full complement of people available when the event starts on Thanksgiving Day. So have no fear. The team will be there. The moderators will be there. We all have different schedules. We're not required to be there a certain amount of time, but we will be available to help if need be. Just a small reminder that Discord is not a replacement for customer support, but if you do have an issue, feel free to come into the general room and say, hey, I had the following thing happen, because you may come in to the Discord very quickly and there might be 10 other people. We might already know that it's a known issue. I encourage those of you who are in Discord on a regular basis, please be kind to the people who pop in or might be Discord noobs. If they're just coming in for the first time, welcome them, give them a chance to feel their way around the Discord. Most often the people that come into Discord that are new to Discord, they don't have an avatar yet. They still have a silhouette. They haven't made a change to their name. It's just a really, generic name. Unfortunately, please, when you start a Discord account, don't put your real life name on there. Remember that, especially if you have a Discord someplace else and you do use your real life name, try to change it to something else. If you'd like to stay anonymous, haha, hint, hint, wink, wink. If you'd like to say anonymous and you don't want to say what your game name is, then pick a different name for Discord, especially if you're in an alliance. It's just a suggestion. If you're an alliance that's not really liked in game and you don't want to be harassed in Discord, but you want to have the opportunity to ask questions and make discussions, I don't know, change your name to Fred Flintstone, I don't know, Wilma Flintstone, just whatever it is that you want to change it to. If you want to wear your sector and your tag proudly, then go ahead, by all means do that, but be prepared. And read the rules of the community rules. I'm sorry, I almost said forums. The community rules, which apply to the War Commander Facebook page, the War Commander YouTube page, the War Commander forums, the chats, the global chats, and also War Commander Discord. And remember that even though it says private message, it's not private. So that information is, Kixeye has access to that information, and so does Discord. And I would highly suggest that you read not Kixeye rules, but the Discord community standards, which were just updated, and they go into effect on November the 19th. So that is there's the standards now, but the European Union community standards go into effect on November the 19th. So that it also is to protect your privacy as well. And I would like to wish, it's not a shout out, hang on one second. Sorry, I apologize. Hold on. Nope, I got a urgent PM on Discord. So sorry, guys. It happens.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Just had to delete some content really quick. Yeah, don't come in there cussing. Really, that's not a good thing to do. I mean, even if you're frustrated and you're angry, don't try not to come in there cussing and balls to the wall blazing. I mean, if you get frustrated, grab a moderator. Even if you don't see us on there, I guess if you don't know who we are, you wouldn't know to grab us if you haven't had a conversation.
Can we make that a day? Grab a moderator day?
You're adorable. I went to wish a happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps. So today in 1775 is when the Continental Marine Corps was established. So that was the 10th of November, and they have the traditional ball and cake cutting ceremony. So happy anniversary / birthday to the Marine Corps. Love to throw that out there. And if you are a veteran of any war within the United States, a veteran of the military, or if you're actively serving in the military, I'll throw it out there. I don't know anybody that works for or owns or participates, so this is just my shout out there. There are other restaurants that are doing the same, but you can eat for free in honor of the military and the veterans at Texas roadhouses across the United States. So that would be tomorrow, United States time. So there are other restaurants that are participating. I encourage you to Google that. If you're a veteran or an active military personnel, to Google that. There's a list of, I think, about 125 restaurants that are participating. Many of those restaurants are local to your area, so check those out. But I do know for sure that Texas Roadhouse, you can have from the time they open 11 o'clock until 5 o'clock, you can eat for free. So all you need to do is bring your military card with you and you will eat for free. So I just want to throw that out there, say a public service announcement to thank everyone across the world, actually, that serves in the military, that keeps our world and our countries free and safe. And for those who've given the ultimate sacrifice, or families who might be listening, thank you for your family service. And Chad, would you like to share that base, or do you don't think you can do it and be in the hangout at the same time?
Do you remember me just sharing it with you and Destry?
I watched it, but I haven't done it. I mean, I watched you do it, but I didn't record it. I kind of have it a little bit into my head, but I was more stoned on cold meds last night. What time did I go to bed last night? 10 o'clock, I think.
Something like that. No, if you want to use like your resources to build a bunch of mavs, I just mav the drone silos, all the bunkers first, and then run around with Romero and let everything come at me. And then I'll jug the center and then envoy the rest of it.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's a very good description. So mad the heck out of it, which is good. I could do that. And then run Romero around and bring everything out. Can I call myself Skippy Jack? That's adorable. Oh my goodness. I can't think of anything else. Is there anything else you guys think we should cover that we forgot to cover? I'm actually looking at forums now to see if there's moving heavy metal oil, Nova stats. Yeah, there's people still asking about the Nova stats, their gunship information, booster packs. Just a PSA, if you don't get the booster, if you don't get a gold pack in your base, it doesn't mean that you're not going to. But some of those gold packs, like there was a Darkstorm offer that was offered for 299 gold. I already have the Darkstorm. Mine's Elite. It's not a Mega. I can't remember how many parts I have. Obviously, I didn't get that offer because I already have the Darkstorm. If you don't get an offer that somebody else has, that doesn't mean that you won't get that offer. They're not going to push all those offers out at one time. You know why? Because that causes lag. So they may push it out slowly. They may roll it out slowly. They may roll it out to a few people and then see if people are interested. And if people are interested, they may roll it out some more. So don't get upset if you don't get an offer that somebody else has. The 69ing solution. Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't know when it's coming out. Wait, is the PvP thing still up? Oh, no, it's not. Oh, good. Maybe next week. I'm not exactly sure. There should be a survey that's coming out, so check your mat tag. It's what we call it. Mat tag means message above the game, MATG. So check your mat tag banner and look for the 69ing survey. I don't know when it's coming out. I just heard that they were putting one together. It's a combination of what was shared in the focus group, the information that's been gleaned from Discord, in which Friendly Fixer, Kicks Gravity Blast, Storm Chaser, CM Bernie, they've gathered all that information, Golden Doodle, all that information, and also what we've gotten from forums and the polls on forums. And I believe they're going to be putting up a survey. Please participate in the survey. I can't stress that enough. It is several different options of, and you can vote for more than one. So it's basically going to be a 1 through 5 kind of a star thing, just like your regular surveys. And you can, it's going to say, let's just say for the one thing that everybody hated, and I don't even know if that's an option on the survey, but let's just say it said that nobody will be able to hit another player for 6 days. So you have a choice of, this is fucking shit, I hate it. No, that's not what it's going to say. No fucking way, you better not do that. No, it doesn't say that either. But you have a place where you could put 1 star, which means you absolutely hate the idea, all the way up to 5 stars, you think it's epic. So the way that I'm understanding the survey to be is I believe there's probably going to be about maybe 8 to 10 proposals, maybe a few more. I'm not exactly sure how many. This all came from the community. So all of the proposals that you see on the survey came directly from all of you. PMs that were sent to the team. Again, like I said, what was sent in forums, the polls that were in forums, the information that was in Discord, just everything that was in the focus group, and they put this survey together. Please participate. And here's why. If you don't participate in the survey, then you have no right to bitch about 69ing.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot make that clear enough. 69ing is not going away. It's a game tactic. Rings of Fire are not going away. It's been in game since the game has started. But I do believe that there should be some sort of deterrent for people who go into a sector, take an alt with them, they come to your base to take infamy, they use their alt because they're playing it on a phone, and they hit their main, they hold their own main base while they're hitting you to get infamy. And then when they're done, they jump the whole thing to another sector, and then they buddy bubble themselves. I do think there needs to be some kind of deterrent for that. I understand why you guys are frustrated. So when the survey comes out, please vote. Take the time to really consider each one, and not only just consider it from a deterrent. Think of those of you who are, you guys are big PvPers. I'm not. So those of you who are big PvPers, instead of just doing the survey really fast, I would really like for you guys who are big PvPers to think about each option and how could that possibly hurt regular PvP, the PvP that you enjoy. So don't answer too quickly. Think about the reverse, or think about how that can be manipulated in reverse. And I'm not saying that the option that they're going to offer, that there are going to be manipulations there. That's not what I mean. I just don't want anything to be implemented into the game that would hurt regular PvP. The suggestion that they offered a couple weeks ago was met with a resounding fuck no. So think about what they're going to offer and vote with what you know about PvP. And even if you don't PvP that often, but your team does, get together as a team.
Yep.
Look at that survey and vote what you think would be best for the game. And whatever it is that you all come up with is what Kixeye is hopefully going to implement. When you guys said that 5 days worth of Warpath was too long, that you got bored, they made it 3 days. And then when you said 3 days wasn't long enough and you guys were pissed off because it was only 3 days, guess what? Warpath is now going to be 4 days. So they're listening. But before you answer these surveys, please make sure you think about what you're saying when you say it, because they're going to listen. Is there anything else that you guys can think about?
No.
Just those the Nova stats. I don't know if you've looked through them in your tech center, but one thing I noticed that was kind of interesting is the speed on it is 4.5, which is the exact same speed as the Phalanx.
Oh.
So, depending on the acceleration rate, that could be a pretty quick unit.
Yeah, I do have somebody posted. Oh, there we go. Yeah, speed 4.5. Health is, oh Jesus, holy mother of Pete. Health is 70 million. Range is 550. DPS is 20,000. Oh my good God Almighty! Wow, and it's Corpus, which we knew.
So, if you were to put that into a scale with what people are talking about, 20,000 per second. That's quite a lengthy charge time if they follow the same parameters.
Yeah, that is.
Especially
so that would definitely be one you're going to want to pair your bishop up with it. Just my opinion. Make sure you have plenty of bishops. And make sure you have those auras for your bishop.
Oh yeah, and granted, that's probably going to skyrocket as you start leveling it up, but.
Yeah, and just also to follow, because we talked about if you paid attention to the schedule on KXL, wherever it is that you got your information for the November calendar, there is a notation that the Shadow Ops campaign is short. And notoriously, when we come up against holidays and such, plus we had Rocktober, then we had Nightmare, then we're going to have Holdout. So this Shadow Ops campaign is just a little bit shorter. So we're going to have boss bases tomorrow, and the boss bases are, obviously it's on the calendar, it's going to be the Romero boss bases. Because of the fact that it had a little bit of a shortness, and traditionally, again, I don't have any specifics about it, but traditionally in War Commander, we have some kind of Black Friday sale for the day after Thanksgiving. So there's going to be a lot going on the Friday after Thanksgiving. Plus, we're going to have the event over the Thanksgiving holiday. So the Nova boss bases, I don't believe are going to come out until the second week of December. So for right now, we're still going to have the Romero bases. And if you follow the cadence, normally we would have Nova boss bases about 2 weeks after the regular Shadow Ops started. So we're not going to have the Nova boss bases until sometime in December. So don't freak out about that. We're going to have them. The escort bases are going to be out there. We understand how the cadence falls, so it's going to be pretty basic. I hope you guys are enjoying the 3 days for the bases like the Gunship, Hammer, Detonator, Disruptor, Bonesaw, War Dog, Tactical Breach, Sharpshooter, instead of 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people like that they're 3 days instead of 2. So
you get more done.
Yeah, you can get more done. And in case you miss a day, you got to work. You got something going on with your family. Something's going on with your kids. So again, they have listened that people were frustrated that they were only out for 2 days and they have extended it to 3.
It was always on the day I had to go in early too.
Yeah, that's just work schedule. I know. It's like, when am I going to get this done?
It's like, well, maybe on this day.
Yep, maybe this day. All right, maybe I'll get it on this time. Okay, so we got everything. Holding on to biddings. Nope, there doesn't seem like there's anything else anybody wants to look at other than if we were to go smash someone. Need a gold sale. Okay, Animal. That was addressed on Discord about the gold sale. And I believe it was a combination of 3 different people. I don't want to pull it up because I can't remember what it was. But it does tend to, this was from a Kixeye person, it does tend to hurt the economy of the game when there's too much gold in the game. And you say, oh, well, I'll spend more if there's plenty. It actually makes the people spend less sometimes when you have too many gold sales. I'm hoping that there'll be one sometime in December. I'm hoping maybe Thanksgiving.
I'd like to beg to differ on that.
I know. I agree.
Well, if you figure this, you know, it's like a lot of people are spending their money towards gifts and stuff, and so
That does not hold true in
gold sale
society.
would be helpful at the time.
Why do you think they open much earlier on Black Friday?
I hope they will have one on the Thursday of the event, which is Thanksgiving. I'm hoping they'll have one that Wednesday before, because traditionally, again, I don't, and that's not just because I'm a moderator, because I've been playing the game for so long. I don't have any inside information, but traditionally, there's always a Black Friday sale of some sort. So, will they make the gold sale on Black Friday? I don't know. I'd like to see the sale on Wednesday before the event. So whatever packages they offer on Friday, and traditionally also, usually the more packages you buy, the better the packages you get. Does that make sense?
Yes. That makes no sense to do it on a Wednesday, Thursday, because a lot of the people, especially in the U.S., don't get paid and they won't go through their bank until Friday.
Yeah, they will. Exactly. They won't be able to get to their bank until Friday. Thank goodness.
Yeah, it's like,
well, some banks are closed on Friday because of Thanksgiving, and some banks are open. Wait, is the credit union open on Friday, babe, or is it closed?
it's open.
Yeah, I think our credit union is actually closed on Friday.
Really?
Look, let me look.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Some of the credit union too, they're open.
I can do more PvP then.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. More PvPing. Of course, it's the event. Oh, nope, I fibbed. Nope, ours is open. They have shorter hours on Friday. Yes, instead of the later hours, they have shorter hours. But they are open the Friday after Thanksgiving. Oh, great. Well, I guess they would have to be because of the Black Friday sales at the stores. People would be wanting to spend money. Okay, so I think we've covered pretty much everything. If I get any other inside information, I'm going to shoot that over to Anonymous so that they can share it tomorrow on the Battle Vortex show. Anonymous, would you like to give a shameless plug for your show tomorrow, please, sir?
Give a what?
Give a shameless plug. That is painful. Would you like to give how would you like to give a shout out for your show tomorrow?
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, not a problem.
You're like, huh? What?
It's like, what? Is Skipjack actually asking me? Is Unshackled asking me?
It's that cold medicine there.
Show? Yes, please promote your show, dear one.
Okay, well, our show's going to kick off. It's a European show, so their times are a little bit different. It's usually about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure what that is wherever everybody else is. But yeah, every Sunday, religiously, like clockwork, we try and talk about any of the new stuff, anything that's going on. And more importantly, we just like to, have fun, have a few laughs. So anybody who's watching now that wants to stop on by, we'd love to have you.
Awesome.
And yeah.
Thank you so much.
I thought the shameless plug was some kind of innuendo of some sort. So it's like,
Okay, I'll buy you one of those toys and I'll have it imprinted that says shameless plug, and then you can use that whenever you like.
Zero shit.
Exactly, whenever it suits your fancy. Well, I guess.
Fanny.
Or your girlfriend's fancy, or you both can use it at the same time. I don't care. Whatever you're into.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go down the list. Bullseye, would you like to give some shout outs? Uh-oh.
We lost him?
Did we lose him? Switch.
Switch.
He's sleeping. Okay.
Maybe. He was out last night and got drunk.
He's probably passed out. Chad, you want to go ahead and give some shout outs?
Just shout out to you guys on the panel, the show itself. I came in late, but I did appreciate watching you guys do those bases. That was great. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Okay, Hawkeye?
I'd like to give a shout out to everyone on the panel. Thanks for allowing me to be here. And I'd like to shout out to all the people on YouTube. And my heart goes out to all the people that lost their homes out here in California.
Yeah, it's been a rough one.
Yeah.
Really, really rough one. Okay, let me get back over. Okay, Trickster.
Yep, I'm going to give Bonsai a shout out for impersonating Anton. Everybody on the panel and yourself for putting on this short notice show.
Yeah.
Everybody on YouTube that's come out and watched, and everybody that will tune in later on and catch up. That's me. And
Awesome.
you wrap it up, Your Royal Highness.
Oh, thank you, my love. Well, I want a special shout out to Dune for sending the caps and for sending the mug. I apologize if I felt better and I didn't think that I would appear green on the camera. Yes, I would be sitting here with my cleavage hanging out and my mug right in front of me.
What?
and my hat on. I could flip the tape off my camera, at least show my cleavage anyway. But I would like to thank everybody for coming out last minute, for the guys showing the bases that they were willing to share. Again, I apologize for my brain being scrambled with all the meds in my head. I just can't keep it all together. Thank you for keeping it organized. For everyone who showed up on YouTube and asked for what you asked for, that was great. For those who will watch later, thank you so much for participating. For Anonymous for being willing to come on the show again and making the community great, where we're all just sharing together. It's not a us and them. We're just sharing for the community.
Yep.
And for those of you who will also go and support BV tomorrow, I would greatly appreciate it. I will be tomorrow in the side chat, but will not be on the show. And we'll see whether or not you can guess who I am. It wouldn't take you long to figure it out, though.
We can,
yeah, I was going to say, I watch BV shows all the time, but Anonymous actually dared me to say something in the side chat last week, and I did. And it didn't take them long to figure out who I was, but they let me stay. So it was awesome. We did have a blast. I laughed so hard. I to be honest with you, my sides hurt. You guys have so much fun. It's so hilarious. The stuff that you guys start chatting about, and talking about, and just out of a clear blue sky, somebody will say something and you go off in a totally different direction. I love it. I think it was awesome, the little trolls that you guys get in your side chat that we end up PMing each other. No, don't do that. We won't go any further than that, but it's funny when we catch the trolls being trolls. That's hilarious. To Nut and to Killer Queen for being willing to, let me hang out and let me show up on the side chat and just be me. Not anything associated with Unshackled, not Skipjack the moderator, just Jan the person, Jan the player. I really do appreciate the fact that you guys were willing to, not instantly ban me as soon as you saw me say something in the side chat. Not that you guys would, I just have never been willing to want to say anything. And it goes a long way to the community, because that's what we do these shows for. I don't get paid. We don't monetize on the show. Shadow Killer is the owner of the brand. We never monetize. We will never, ever monetize as long as I have anything to do with this. And then if by some crazy chance Unshackled were to ever shut down and we were all to start our own shows, I'm not going to monetize it. We all do this on our own time. We show up to have some fun, share with one another. Again, prayers to everyone in California that have lost their homes. My heart broke last night before I went to bed. I watched that video of that father who was singing to his 3-year-old daughter as he was driving through the fires. And I was freaking out because I was watching the fire dance across their car. And how he sang to his daughter in order to calm her down so that they could get through. So for those in the West Coast of the United States, for the people affected by the crazy weather that we're having, for all the veterans out there that have served and are currently serving our military. I can't thank you enough for the freedoms of our country that you protect. And regardless of who's in charge, you do what's required when it's asked of you, and you do it without question. And on that note, I could say you're a lot braver than me. because if I was in the active military right now, there would probably be some things that I would be questioning. So I want to applaud you and thank you for having the wherewithal to stand up and do what's asked of you, regardless of how you feel personally or politically, that you do exactly what we need in order to keep our country safe. And thank everybody who will watch later. Thank you, Shadow Killer, for having a kick-ass brand. Thank you, City, for joining up with us and occasionally sharing back and forth with one another. So we are permanently linked with City Gaming, and City Gaming is permanently linked with Unshackled. So again, I thank everybody for your participation, and we are War Commander Unshackled, and we are out.